This program is brought to you by generous donations from the community and sponsored by Stifel Financial.
Good evening. My name is Lynn Forbes, your host for tonight's edition of Nevada County Now. Each year on March 31st, the world observes Transgender Day of Visibility, or TDOV, to raise awareness about transgender people. It is a day to celebrate the lives and contributions of trans people while also drawing attention to the disproportionate levels of poverty, discrimination, and violence the community faces compared to cisgender or non-transgender people. International TDOV was created in 2010 by trans advocate Rachel Crandall. Crandall, the head of Transgender Michigan, created TDOV in response to the overwhelming majority of media stories about transgender people being focused on violence. She hoped to create a day where people could celebrate the lives of transgender people while also acknowledging that due to discrimination, not every trans person can or wants to be visible. The Color Me Human, the group Color Me Human, a local nonprofit, is dedicated to celebrating and supporting under-resourced communities in our county, such as the transgender community. Their mission is to fearlessly fight systems of oppression and boldly champion equity and inclusion for all people, serving as a bridge to build a vibrant and empowered community. They strive to create a welcoming environment where the positive contributions of every individual are recognized and valued. Information about the organization can be found at their website, colormehuman.org. Don't go away. We will take a short sponsor break and we'll be right back.
Thank you to Stifel Financial, proudly helping individuals pursue financial goals, businesses and organizations raise and protect capital, and communities offer higher quality of life. To learn more, visit www.stifel.com.
Well, it's the last day of March, but it certainly doesn't feel like spring. A strong, low-pressure system is positioned off the coast of southern Oregon, and an associated cold front is just to the east over western Nevada, with the heaviest precipitation to the south of Nevada County. The low will slowly move inland into southern Oregon and northern California over the next 48 hours. The counterclockwise rotation around the low will spin cold air and moisture into the region. Another cold front will arrive tonight with an uptick in precipitation and snow levels dropping down to as low as 2,500 to 3,500 feet. We are not expecting any accumulations in the downtown areas of Grass Valley and Nevada City, but we could see accumulations in the upper foothills. Snow levels bottom out late tonight and slowly rise tomorrow morning. It is expected to be a mix of rain and snow. We could see some significant accumulations in the higher elevations. The snow level is already below Lake Tahoe level this morning, with snow in Truckee, Tahoe City. Chains are required on Highway 20 and I-80. We could see 3 to 4 feet of new snow over Donner Summit by Wednesday morning. Showers will continue over the foothills on Tuesday with highs in the low 40s. Any snow in the upper foothills with transition to rain by Tuesday mid-morning. The weather will be clearing out to partly cloudy skies and dry on Wednesday with highs in the low 50s. And we could see light scattered snow showers over the mountains into Thursday, but it will be mostly sunny Thursday and Friday with warming temperatures. The highs on Friday will be in the low 60s. Last week, the remains of an unidentified person were located by 3 hikers near the South Yuba Fork Bridge. The hikers had cut their own trail in the brush and traveled through rugged terrain when they came across a suspected human skull and immediately hiked to the South Yuba Fork Bridge to call 911. Deputies of the Nevada County Sheriff's Office responded to the bridge, where one of the hikers led the deputies to the location of the remains. NCSO deputies confirmed the skull was in fact human and located additional skeletal remains. NCSO SO detectives, in partnership with California State Parks, the Chico State Anthropology Department, and the Nevada County Sheriff's Search and Rescue Team, have carefully removed the remains. The Nevada County Sheriff's Office is taking the lead on the death investigation at the request of California State Parks. A thorough examination of a forensic anthropologist by a forensic anthropologist at Chico State, a review of evidence discovered at the scene, and DNA analysis will hopefully lead to identification of the remains and provide insight into the cause and manner of death. We're going to take a short commercial break. Don't go away. We have more to come.
In the heart of Nevada County, the Rotary Club of Grass Valley is making a difference, one project, one person at a time. Rotary believes in the power of service and is dedicated to improving the community through hands-on projects, educational initiatives, and global outreach. Join an organization that creates positive change, whether you're giving your time, your talents, or your heart. Together, they make our community a better place for all. Rotary Club of Grass Valley, people of action. Become part of something bigger today. Visit rotarygv.org for details.
Last week, we reported the recent changes to Social Security that required individuals to appear in person if they had new claims or changes to their existing ones in order to verify their identity. The Social Security Administration is now revising those proposed changes. Officials said in a recent statement that they are exempting people who apply for Medicare and disability benefits, as well as supplemental income help for poor citizens. Those individuals will no longer have to prove their identity in person at a Social Security office if they are unable to use the agency's online system. It was also announced that the start of the new policy will be pushed back by 2 weeks to April 14th. According to the agency, the new identity verification requirements will apply only to people seeking retirement, survivor, or auxiliary benefits. A significant number of Nevada County residents rely on Social Security, and it is understandable that the new and changing information can create fear and confusion. The Nevada County Department of Social Services offers various programs and services related to public assistance, including guidance on Social Security benefits. You can contact them at Nevada County Department of Social Services, 530-265-1340, or nevadacountyca.gov. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
In Nevada County, women are making a difference. Whether it's advocating for change, empowering others, or shaping our community's future, the League of Women Voters of Nevada County is here to help you get involved. With nonpartisan voter education, advocacy, and a commitment to a stronger, more informed democracy, the League empowers you to take action and make your voice heard. Join us today at lwvnevadacounty.org. Be the change. Be the voice. Together, we can make a difference. Your voice matters.
A few weeks ago, U.S. District 3 Representative Kevin Kiley hosted a virtual town hall with approximately 25,000 participants. He fielded questions covering Social Security, education, fire mitigation, and social programs. In the world of politics, what leaders say often doesn't match how they vote. Politicians can make bold promises on the campaign trail and in public speeches, but their voting records sometimes tell a different story. We have been busy breaking down the questions and responses from the town hall and how Representative Kiley actually voted versus what he said. Our first topic from the March 17th town hall is the Meals on Wheels program, the national organization that supports more than 5,000 community-based programs across the country dedicated to addressing senior hunger and isolation. Meals on Wheels receives funding from a mix of sources, including private donations, state and local governments, and federal programs like the Older American Act and Community Development Block Grants. The Nevada County Meals on Wheels program will turn 50 years old next year. Annually, they serve more than 100,000 meals here in Nevada County. The Trump administration and the Republican-led Congress have recently targeted funding cuts that would impact the programs that provide financial support for Meals on Wheels. During Kiley's recent virtual town hall meeting, Anna from Nevada County, an employee for the Meals on Wheels in Western Nevada County, voiced concern about how the current funding freeze will put the program in jeopardy and hurt the most vulnerable population. Let's listen to the exchange.
We've gotten zero to little communication from any of our representations in government on what we should expect in terms of federal funding. So what should Meals on Wheels in Nevada County expect from our representatives or from the federal government when it comes to long-established federal funding to feed our housebound seniors, whom we are their only resource not to starve?
Well, thank you, Anna, for the work that you do. And, you have my assurance that if there's any threat to the funding or viability for Meals on Wheels, I'll be the first to object to fight back against that. Meals on Wheels is a vitally important program for the reasons that you cite. I've actually been out with the folks in Nevada County and helped to deliver meals to seniors there, and I will absolutely do everything I can to protect the program.
A closer look at Kiley's voting record contradicts this statement. The Limit, Save, Grow Act, passed by the House of Representatives, would dramatically reduce federal funding, potentially impacting 1 million seniors. The bill did not become law as it was countered by a different debt ceiling deal, the Fiscal Responsibility Act of 2023, which avoided some of the extreme spending cuts. Research in congressional voting records found that Kiley did in fact vote for this legislation, which indirectly opposes Meals on Wheels funding, contradicting his statement at the town hall a few weeks ago. To reach out to Kevin Kiley, call 916-724-2575 or toll free at 888-406-3855. Don't go away. We will be right back with more on this topic.
One of our goals as an agency is to bring that awareness that in our community there's still needs out there for firewood, especially in the senior population, and that as together as a community, we can meet that need.
Each year gets a little harder and a little harder, but just seeing this, I feel like one of the lucky ones.
In the heart of Grass Valley, there's a special tradition that brings the entire community together. A tradition built on generosity, unity, and the spirit of giving. It's a day like no other. Today's Donation Day Parade has one simple idea: to create an event where people could help those in need. The heartwarming spectacle of color, music, and joy, where locals come together to support a meaningful cause. This tradition dates back to 1873, where rumor has it that a local resident was concerned about seeing children walking on the streets without a lunch or other important life-sustaining items. That was mainly due to the shutting down of the mines. Today, thousands march through the downtown streets of Grass Valley for a day of fun, but it's also a day of purpose. Every donation made during the parade helps make a real difference in the lives of neighbors and friends. The Donation Day Parade is a reminder of what we can accomplish when we work together. It's a celebration of kindness, compassion, and the powerful impact of a community that cares. So, whether you're marching, watching, or donating, join us in keeping this tradition alive. Let's come together and make a lasting impact in Grass Valley.
I am joined today by Anna Delgado-Campbell and Leslie Lovejoy from Gold Country Services, the organization that administers the Meals on Wheels program here in Nevada County. Welcome. How are you guys today?
Thank you.
It's great to have you here. So you are rather famous, Anna.
Accident.
So first thing I want to know is, how did you get to ask a question on that town hall virtual call? Because I had a couple friends who were on that call. We were kind of doing it together, and they had punched in the code. So did you know you were going to be picked in advance, or?
Nope.
Okay.
You can call it fate. You can call it luck.
Okay.
I called in about 30 minutes in advance. I had just planned on listening to the call, but they gave the prompt of if you wanted to ask a question, and I said, sure, why not? At the time, they were saying that there was 12,000 people on the call. I did not think I was going to get picked.
12,000, 25,000?
Yeah.
So were you prepared as far as a written out statement, or just did you wing it? Because you were very articulate, and you people around the table were like, I'm so glad she asked that question. So
Thank you. Well, I do work as the communications coordinator for Gold Country.
I forgot to introduce you with us.
No. So it is kind of my job to have a question on deck at all times.
And were you a Girl Scout? Be prepared? Yeah. So.
I was not. I did robotics in high school, a different kind of preparedness.
So how did you feel? What did you think about Kevin Kiley's response to your question? First of all, could you just sort of summarize your question for the audience, just to go over that?
Yeah. So I more introduced what the program is and why we're feeling a lot of uncertainty when we're coming into like this next year, and how we're supposed to run the program with federal funding being as uncertain as it is. And so my main takeaway question that I posed to him was, what should we expect from our Congress, from the federal government, when communicating to nonprofits like ours that serve such a vulnerable population, where that funding is necessary to make sure that seniors in our community don't starve?
And what did you think of his answer?
I am still waiting on an answer.
Okay, explain.
Because we still don't have clear expectations of what we should be looking for in terms of communication from the Congress, from our federal government. Right now, everything is very much up in the air, and I think we all could do with a little bit more certainty right now.
Got it. So Leslie, you executive director of Meals on Wheels here for several years, I believe.
Yes.
And is this the most precarious time you can think of? How did you think of the response Representative Kiley gave?
So, yes, you're right. It is the most precarious time in the history of Meals on Wheels, mainly because we get almost 100%. No, it's around 70% of our funding from the federal government to run that program.
Oh, that's high.
That's high. We're expected to do some matching, do some fundraising in order to make it whole, but still 75% is a lot of funding from them.
So you serve 100,000 people, I believe, in Nevada County?
No. We serve two groups of people through the Meals on Wheels program. One is homebound seniors that have no support. They can't cook their meals. They can't access their meals, and they have multiple chronic conditions that put them at risk for frequent hospitalization. We have 168 clients that we serve a week, and we have a waiting list of about 35 to 40. And that waiting list sits there for months and months. So these are the most vulnerable people, if you think about it, in terms of our seniors.
Have any of your seniors expressed concern over the news? Are they, for the most part, aware of what's going on with the potential cuts?
That's quite a good question, because today I got a call when I was at the senior center and from a gentleman and said, is Meals on Wheels closed?
Oh, wow. Oh.
And I said, no, we are continuing to serve, but we're very cognizant of the fact that there's a challenge in our funding, and we're going to figure it out as much as we can over the course of the number of months. I don't know how long we have in terms of funding. I think we have until the end of June.
Okay.
But we may have until mid-September when Congress goes into their budget process.
Sure.
So you don't know.
So this uncertainty must be just so, it's a very anxiety producing, I guess is the best way to put it.
It is. I mean, we struggle so hard to make sure that our clients get the food they need in order to be healthy and to thrive. And the research is there. You provide healthy food to people, they thrive, they're engaged, they don't use the hospital as much. It always interests me when they think about cutting programs that are actually going to increase costs.
Increase in other programs or other services.
Absolutely, especially hospitalization, skilled nursing, all that stuff.
Yeah, do the math.
Do the math.
Right, right.
So that's interesting to me. The second group of people are the low-income seniors who come to the senior center for a hot, nutritious meal that gives them a third of the calories they need that day in order to support healthy living.
Yes.
And so combined, we serve probably, during COVID, when we were doing frozen food and we were all quarantined, we did about 145,000 meals a year.
Yikes.
Now we're down, because of the going back to baseline, to about 60,000 meals.
That's a lot of food.
That's a lot of food. It is.
Yes. What can we as a community do to support you and make our voices heard, to Congressman Kiley and other representatives? What do you suggest? What do you need?
Well, I think there's two ways to go about this, because it's a challenge, and I like challenges. So one challenge is, how do we do this program without federal funding?
Right.
So we're exploring those options.
And you say we, is there a board that
the board,
community input?
Yeah, and the organization. How do we do this without?
Okay.
And so we're exploring that avenue. There are a number of programs that we've contacted to figure out how they do it. And so we'll be working on that end to see if, clearly, whatever happens, even if we still have federal funding, we know it's going to be less.
Right.
So we're going to need to increase our fundraising, increase looking at grants that are non-federal, non-state grants, and increasing community awareness and participation. Feeding people is a community issue.
Yes. Yes, these are our people.
Right, these are our people.
Yes.
And so then it opens up an opportunity to maybe have some discussions about how we do that.
Will you come back when the time comes, the both of you, and we can, talk about what the new reality is, perhaps, and some ideas about how the community can support you?
Oh, yeah.
That would be great.
Yeah.
And keep communicating, because clearly what you said struck a chord with a lot of people, and hopefully with Representative Kiley.
Yeah, well, they can always check out all the things that we have to say that I put together on social media or on our website. And there's already a lot of ways that they can come out and support us. You can check us out on Facebook or our website.
And the thing is, Representative Kiley knows our clientele because he's come and delivered meals.
Okay. So he's seen it up close and personal.
Yes, he has.
Thank you for your work. It's really important work. No one should go hungry.
Right.
No one should be afraid for their safety. So we appreciate your work. And please come back. Let's keep the conversation going.
Sure.
Okay.
Love to.
Thank you, Leslie.
Thank you,
Anna. Well, folks, thank you for watching this edition of Nevada County Now. If you would like to help contribute or write stories, appear on a show, or even become a host, please check out the details on our website at nevadacountymedia.org/NCN. This program is local news and information brought to you by locals. Remember to stay safe, take care of each other, and get out there and explore all this wonderful community has to offer. Good night.